May I now request a chief guest for the evening to address the gathering?
My very good friend, the chairman of this wonderful, dynamic Skalvi International School, I would call it more as an institution, Mr. Satish. Let's give a big round of applause to all the people here. I'm sure we're all with full energy with seeing our children perform. Chaya ma'am is better half, a person who's always energetic. Whenever I meet her, she talks about the school and how they breathe the goodness of the school. The secretaries, respected Sundaraju sir and madam, principal of the school, Usha ma'am, who's been here almost right from the start of the school. The lovely kids who had performed so well today. Let's give a big round of applause for the lovely kids. And of course, let's give an applause for ourselves, the parents who are making this happen, ensuring that you've given your fullest support to the management to make this magic happen. So, while I was sitting there and observing this program, I could see a triangle of love. One is the management, parents, and the students. What a lovely triangle of love. And with this comes in a lot of responsibility also along with it. From each one of you all, be it the students who performed so flawlessly and seamlessly, the management who ensures that each and everything has the head boy during the start of the function he was mentioning. We had just given our blood, sweat and tears, everything in the last 2 weeks to make this happen. So everywhere our involvement and commitment. And this is a triangle of love which has made this program and making this school year on year grow and build a huge success. And I'm sure this is going to continue for years to come. And a very, very good evening to ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And let's give a big round of applause to ourselves for making this happen today. I was just wondering, coming to school function, first standard, second standard, I asked Satish, what is this, how can we do it with Mr. Satish? He said, parents will be there. So I said, okay, it's better we talk to parents because students are much younger kids. So let me talk to parents. But as I was thinking that way, as the program was progressing, I thought the children had taught what needs to be known to us. The happiness, the magic wand, there's no shortcuts for anything. The magic wand was saying there's no shortcuts for anything. And 3, loneliness. So wonderful things. When I was thinking about measure happiness, always we have measured things only about psychological problems or sadness. All these we talk about it. But there was a study done on measuring happiness. What gives happiness to people and what are the percentages of that? So when they did a study, the first in different parts of the world they did. First they did the sample in Kolkata. They took an average rickshaw puller and asked him what gives us happiness, what gives him happiness. So he was a rickshaw puller living in a dilapidated condition house. He says, me being with my children, being with my family gives me happiness. So how happy he was? He was very happy. Then the next one, the scene goes to Norway, one of the happiest countries. So the lady, a mother of 2 child, school-going children, says, what gives you happiness? For me, I'm living in a combined family setup, wherein we have 15 families living in different houses and we have a common kitchen. For me, living here makes me to only cook 2 days a month. 15 families, they take turns. My children have grandmas, grandpas, uncles, aunties, brothers, sisters. And I can go just like that to my work and come back. For me, this gives me happiness. Next, they go to Japan. Again, after seeing Japan, it's one of the least happy country. People have a disease called karushi, which is working towards it. They continuously work. And that is the least happiest country. Again, they come back to India. They show, again, go back to Kolkata, show the mission of charities. There is an Italian banker who has taken early retirement and coming and serving people there. They ask him, what gives you happiness? He says, I was born in a very rich family. I did not know what hunger was. I didn't know whether I require money, how much of money, the value of money till I grew up. Because everything was taken care, education, everything was taken care. Then I got a good job. Then I earned in really very good salaries as an investment banker. And finally, one point of a time, I left everything and I've come here to serve people. For me, happiness is sharing the burden of others. So then they finally plot all these and they try to put a percentage. Yes, money is important for happiness. So, but it is just to the beginning of a career. So 10% they give for money. The next 40%, they say, being with people who you love or who loves you. So that is next 40%. The next 40% is doing things which you like to do the most. So that is an important aspect. And the last 10%, they say, it varies from individual to individual. It cannot be measured. And that is what is happiness all about. And as they said, you cannot keep searching outside. It is all within. And we have to find it ourselves in our day-to-day life. And parents here, it is a wonderful time for you all because any parenting 2 to 9 years is the best of the child, age of the child, is the best time for the parenting. Because every day they try to bring home small messages, some kutti stories. Appa, you know what happened? Amma, you know what happened? That is something which each one of you all are gifted. This is a lifetime which you will always cherish in your life as you move forward. This is memories. I request you all not to miss this memories of being with your children who are between, most of them are around 6-7 years if I'm right. The first standards and the second standard students are maximum 8 years. So till 9 years is the best time to enjoy all their naughtiness, enjoy all their questionings and everything step by step. And that's very important. And after seeing the confidence of these children, it just reminded me back my school days when I was class 5th or 4th standard. I was a very shy, timid boy. And in one of the periods, what happened is one of the classes, my friend said, who used to sit next to me, they just announced, the miss announced me, the class teacher announced her saying that there's a literary competition happening. Those who are interested can participate in it. Immediately my friend who was sitting next to me, he said, Balaji gave my name. I was like, zapped, what happened? And the bell rang, miss went off. I was so scared to go and talk to my miss also, my teacher. I went home and said, Amma, you need to come to school tomorrow. She said, what for? Normally, don't talk to anybody, you're very shy. Definitely wouldn't have made any trouble in the school. So what is that you're made up? Now, what is that? Why should I come? No, I want you to come to school, meet my teacher, and ask her to strike out my name in that public speaking competition, literary competition. She said, you require this also and even more. Because always, whenever some guests coming to a house, you run and go lock inside the room. So this is required. So she had a teacher, a friend, who was a school teacher in a different school. And there were some topics given. And one of the topics we selected was, why am I born? That was a very simple topic. So the teacher of my friend's mother, she wrote down everything. One simple page, what a 4th standard or 5th standard student could speak on public speaking. So just from that day onwards, morning, why am I born? I have to tell that. And opposite house, there was an auntie. Every day morning, she'll come home for asking for coffee powder. So now what happened is, my mother said, coffee powder only, no, don't worry, wait. Balaji, come here. Just tell her, why am I born? So I have to tell the whole speech. She'll sit down. And again, normally what happens is, every day she'll forget sugar also. She'll come back again for sugar. So what my mom says, sugar only, no? Just sit down. Balaji, come here. Just tell her, why am I born? So I have to tell the why am I born. After 1 day, 2 days, she thought, okay, probably first day she thought it's okay. Probably second day it repeated, third day she said, oh, no, pa, I'll stop coffee only here afterwards. My uncle was there in the first floor. He was staying alone. Okay, so what used to happen is he'll come and give the key down in our house in case maids could come and clean the house. His family was living out elsewhere. So whenever he comes and gives the key, my mother will say, Balaji, come. Why am I born? Come on, tell this. So, an uncle will, eventually we all miss something, right? He'll miss one file. Oh, I missed one file at home. He'll come, get the key. Again, Balaji, Why am I born? Again, once again. So what happened is eventually he also vacated, put leave in his office. He ran away to his native place. So happened finally the D-Day came. Even so happened with people who are coming to give invites also. That I forgot to tell you. Invites also. Whoever comes and gives marriage invitations, Balaji, why am I born? Wait, I'll take your invitation. Why am I born? So on that area itself, people started saying, oh, you don't go to that house. You'll be killed. So why am I born? And finally the D-Day came. Butterflies in my stomach, slowly building up. The first floor uncle came back from his holidays. Opposite auntie came back again. Apart from today onwards, I'll not have any problem for my coffee powder. And my uncle, I'll not have a problem with giving the keys and taking it back. And my party from my grandmother from my village had come in. And my mother made one big puja at home, one aarti and all. Only one, she'd not give me one big sword. Normally for people they give. No, that sword alone was not given. Seeing all this drama, my butterflies in the stomach still raised up came to my lungs. And it was trying to choke me up. Then, Mama said, every day you'll go in cycle rickshaw only. But today, Appa's going to drop you in his car. I said, gone already. Then I went, Appa came. Have you prepared everything? I said, yeah, I just shook my head. Went to the school. First row, because whoever wants to participate in the competition, they have to stand in the front row. So they said, stand in the front row. Immediately they called us, whoever is participating in the competition, please come up to the stage. So I just come. And like here, we were just standing on the sides. And believe me, that was the very first time I was looking the audience from the stage. And I don't know how many of you would have experienced that. It's a different feeling altogether. Very first time you see 1,000 students standing in your class, in your school assembly, and you're here. That time itself, the entire ears choked. There was no words coming. I could realize that. Then suddenly they called my name, Balaji. My friend standing next to me, hey, they are calling you. I went there. All I knew was I just stood in the front of the mic and said, why am I born? That's all. After that, I didn't really know what happened. For a long time in my school, I was called as why am I born Balaji itself. And that was my story. But if I am able to stand here and talk to you all, I'm sure a school, which is Skalvi International School, and seeing the students, the kind of training they are giving you, each one of the students are going to be a public speakers in the future. And when I'm going to talk about this life skills for children, for me, the first comes in as public speaking. Because there's something called glossophobia in US. Glossophobia is fear of death. And the second thing is public speaking. The important fear is public speaking. So let us work on, and already you people are already there into it, making each and every children perform. And that is a great aspect in terms of doing this. And also the program was curated in such a way that you have a dance and a skit. And skit was not a normal skit. As I told you, it was giving a lot of messages to us. And that is what is very important. There was this small box of insects, in Southeast Asia. They did a small experiment. That experiment, what it is, they made a small transparent box with some holes, and they had a particular insects in it. What happened is, just for breathing, the holes were given. The insects will go up, and the moment it hits the glass wall, it will come down. Similarly, it will go side, it will hit the side walls and come to just stop 1 inch before. Then after that, what happens, beyond a certain point of time, the practice, what happens is, automatically, the moment it touches, before it could touch the wall, it will stop 1 inch further, 1 inch below, earlier. Similarly, when it go up, just 1 inch before it will stop. Slowly what happened is they started removing the glasses on all the sides and the top. But the insects did not move at all. It was that 1 inch, if at all it moved, it would have tasted the freedom. Everywhere, the limitations is what is in our mind. If we could just allow our children to let them try and fail, I'm sure that is going to be the biggest gift we could do as parents to our children. Because most of the times we say, he'll fall down. We just try to over-pamper, or what happens, we don't like them to fail in anything. So we just try to give them the simplest of things to try it out. Let's give them, throw more challenges on them. Let them fail when they are in. But once they fail also, let's appreciate them to a certain extent. Yes, you're done, you've made your effort. Even I'm a father of 2 children, 2 daughters. I tell them only one thing, have you tried? I don't mind that whether you're getting 99%, 95% or whatever marks. Have you tried? Given your best. So that is very important in terms of doing things. And what happens, another thing I observed is in the magic wand as well as the loneliness. Loneliness, major thing they were saying, they were talking about a lot of compassion. And that's very important. And appreciation. That is when you will not have that loneliness, you will have people along. Happened to be watching a small video on a school video, and it is happening in a classroom. It was a Mother's Day special. So what was told to the children is, practice whatever your mother has told you or taught you. So that is very important. Just practice that and come. So what happened is, the first girl comes, she stands there with the public speaking, she talks on a particular topic, she stammers. There was this boy who's a hero of the story, standing there and shouting, yes, you can, yes, you can. And suddenly she starts speaking flawlessly and seamlessly. And finally, teacher notices him, are you going to sit quiet or not? He says, suddenly he keeps quiet. Next, there's a karate boy who comes in a karate dress, ready, completely is trying to break the tiles there. He's not able to do it. Our hero again says, come on, you can do it, you can do it. Miss says, hold on, boss. He calls that boy, come here. You go face the wall. That's a punishment, simple punishment. You go face the wall. So boy goes there, stands and faces the wall, but this boy is about to break it in there only, standing there only. The boy motivates him. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. And immediately breaks it. And he just celebrates his breaking. That time the principal quietly walks inside, seeing everything happening from the window. She comes inside and smiles at the boy and asks, what is it you're doing? No, Mrs. punished me. I'm just standing. Okay. And she asked the teacher, what is it? No, for Mother's Day, we did some programs. And so, blah, 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 blah. This is what it is. Then the principal sees this boy fully energetic and asks, what did your mother teach? He says, my mother has taught me when I grow, I should also make others grow. And that is a very, very simple philosophy. Are we appreciating people whenever they're doing it? So let's cultivate that sign of, the first sign, evolution of compassion happened 15,000 years back when they found a femur bone. Femur bone is the longest bone in our body. It was cracked. The best part, okay, what is so special about it? The femur bone, it had a crack in it. So what, it had a crack? It got healed also. So what, it got healed? 15,000 years back, everybody were animals. Everyone had to be living in a dangerous condition. For them to survive themselves is very difficult. How are going to help others? Absolutely not possible. So, but somebody has taken care of someone to heal. That also in normal days itself, it is going to take a couple of months to 3 months, even in current time. Just imagine how long it would have taken. Saved them from all the dangers, fed them continuously until the bone was healed. So that was the first sign of evolution 15,000 years back. Appreciation is something which is very, very important. I don't know how many of you have seen this film called Chak De. Chak De, most of us would have seen it, right? It is about a hockey team. If not, I request Mr. Satish, to screen it also one day for the children in the school. A lovely film. It's about the women's Indian hockey team. To cut the long story short, the Kabir, who's the coach for the team, entire team, there are two girls, Preeti and Komal. They are the forward players in the team. They'll struggle all this, come to the finals. And during the finals, just one day before, and these are rivals. These two girls are rivals. They're excellent players and rivals. And by that time, they would have got equal number of goals. Whoever gets that one extra goal is going to be the player of the tournament. So that is the situation. Before night, they're going to face Australia the next day morning. Kabir will call both of them down. Then both of them in the ground, they'll say, why coach have you called us? I just called you to tell that tomorrow's match, India is going to lose. What is this coach you're saying? We have struggled so hard and come to the finals. He says, as we know, we have rewinded and seen the strategies of the Australian hockey team. So they would have seen us. My best two players, forward players, are not team players. So they will not pass and play. The coach also will know, the players also will know. He just said, I've spoken to you enough, shouted at you, coaxed you, told, emotionally spoken about to both of you, but I could not make the change, bring the change in you. And he just walks away. Komal and Preeti just look at one another, they go off. Match begins. Preeti has the ball. She passes, she moves. Komal shots, Preeti just pass, but Preeti hits it, finally goal. And again, they make a goal. So it becomes a tie. So one more goal to move and win the match. Komal will get the ball now. Komal will be pushing it. So now Australia is definite that they are not going to get these people are not going to pass the ball. So Komal will be coming close. The Australian coach will shout to the goalkeeper, these Indians, they will not pass the ball. Go ahead and stop her. The moment the goalkeeper comes near Komal, she'll say, Preeti, pass. And the ball will be given to Preeti and the goal will be hit there. And that is what is, dear ladies and gentlemen, is teamwork all about, which we have to give to our children. Lot many times, whenever we talk to people, elders, so-called elders especially, ಏನು ಆ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ ಕಾಲ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲ. You know what? In 1982, they'll start. I'll say, no sir, now it's all 2025, you come. Little bit come forward, they'll say again 1962. So, yes, we need to know our history, everything. Again, one more sect of people. I happened to go to Kutralam, I don't know how many of you, it's a waterfall destination, with few of my friends. As we were traveling to Kutralam, there was one doctor friend, 5-6 of us went, one doctor friend was there. And he says, everywhere, even for tea break or comfort break, he did not allow. Come, we need to go. Finally, we reached Kutralam without having lunch, no comfort break, no coffee break, nothing. After reaching that Kutralam, he said, we'll get ready in the hotel. As soon as we check in, he says, get ready, it's getting late. What for? We have to go take bath. Okay, fine. Point taken. We went about to take bath, enter into the waterfalls. He says, come fast. Another doctor friend was traveling with us, got wild. He says, what is this, boss? From morning you're torturing us. What is the problem now? No, the idli shop is famous here, it will get closed. He says, Pa, this is too much of a torture. So half bath and half we came out. We went there, sat in the idli shop, we broke the idli, just about to have it. He said, Sikram, fast. You have to. Now I said, I lost my patience. I said, what is your problem? Yeah, come on, what is your problem? He says, no, the milk shop will get closed. And this is what happens, dear ladies and gentlemen. Most of the times, we keep on missing out the present and always thinking about being anxious about the future. We need to know the past. We need to plan for the future. But present is something which is very, very important. And that is what will take us everywhere. There was this one man who's decided enough is enough in life. No, I'm going to die. He went, put his head on the platform, in the track. And the passerby said, what, pa, you are going to die here, but the train is already late, 2 hours late. Oh, is it so? There's some function happening nearby, then you can go attend. They're giving free food also, then you can come and sleep there. You can lay your head there. So he said, okay, 2 hours more for me to die. Okay, fine, let me go. There was a big auditorium. There was a speaker, so-called public speaker like me, talking everything. So 2 hours it went on. After the speech was over, he came, met the public speaker and said, sir, you saved my life. Oh, is it so? My speech was so nice. You saved it saved your life? I don't know about all that, sir. But for nearly 2 hours, you're able to kill everybody, 1,000 people in the auditorium with your speech. What power did I do to go and give my head in the track? So before you people could think, once again, thank you for inviting me to this wonderful Skalvi International. The magic wand to the golden thing is happiness. And that lies within us. And before I sign off, if you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you will fail, you've already lost. For out of the world, success begins with the person's will. It all depends on the state of mind. You have to think high even before you could win a prize. For life's battle does not go to the stronger or a weaker man. Sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Thank you for your patient hearing.